Okay, hello and welcome everyone. My name is Brian, and we are here today to walk through fitpass, your personal activity score. This particular video is going to focus on the pages actually within the site. I want everyone that visits the site for the first time after you've set up your profile, established your account with fitpass, I want you to feel comfortable and familiar with the pages that you're eventually going to see, especially when you start entering activities and seeing the information that comes out of those pages inside the site. For those of you who have not visited the page that you're currently seeing, this is the landing page. If you go to www.fitpass-fit.com, you'll land here and you can see links from the landing page that offer more information about who fitpass is, what fitpass actually does, kind of the method to the madness, so to speak, and then, of course, links to establish your profile and set up your account. But let's go ahead and dive in. I've already got my information entered up here. Let's go ahead and log into the system and get started with fitpass. Okay, here we are. We've landed inside fitpass, and the default landing page is the dashboard. And as I mentioned earlier, this is going to be a brief overview of the site. The main purpose of this is to allow you to see the pages inside after you establish your profile, so you're familiar with everything and you can kind of navigate through to get to the information. But again, future tutorials will go and dive into the specifics of each page within the site, so look forward to those. So again, we have the navigation at the top. We have a date range for the week that we're in, the 20th through the 26th. You can use these arrows to move forwards and backwards through previous and future weeks. Again, our weeks go Sunday through Saturday, and the Thursday, represented in this white accent, is the current day of the week that we're in. So on the dashboard, you're always going to see to the left here the duration for the activities entered for that specific day, the calories burned for that day, and then you will always have the active burn calorie goal that you set when you established your profile here to the left. So this is what your goal is that you established when you initially set up the profile, and then kind of carrying that down to the graphics you see below here. One on the left represents the score, your fitpass score that you've established for the week, and then to the right you're going to see the active burn calories so far for the week. So again, that 511 times 7, that gives you the 3,577 calories that you want to burn for this entire week. And you can see, based on the fill of green, how many calories you've burned so far towards that goal. So if we scroll back up here again, the 300 represents the daily score so far. No activities entered, so I don't have a score yet. You can actually log activities from this particular screen, but I'm going to do that on the profile screen later, so we're not going to do that right here. In the back, you're going to have various graphics that display based on the score that you've achieved so far that day. You can see here the kind of the colder blue, and it's implying warm up the muscles and get that score down. But you can quickly see over here, if I go back to a day where I did have some strong activities, 1,210 calories burned, a very good score, and now you can see the Olympic effort and the fire graphic in the background implying that I've reached my goals. So from here, let's transition over to the activity page. Okay, activity page is going to list out all of the activities in the system. And it's going to go by date. So you can see here, bicycling leisurely for 5.5 miles, or at 5.5 miles per hour, the date, the duration of that activity, how many calories I've burned, and the specific fitpass score for that activity. Not for the day, not for the week, but for that activity. And then you can edit and delete any activity right over here to the right. And then you'll notice down here at the bottom the load more button. We again have 5 loaded into the system when you hit the activity page, but you have the option of pulling in as many as you want. So each time you hit load more, an additional 4 or 5 will load into the system. And you can see here an example of the various activities, of course, bicycling, conditioning at the gym. You can enter in manual steps from a pedometer that you might be wearing, a Garmin device, Polar device, any type of home repair that you're doing, and we'll get into that in a little more detail in just a sec. But you can pretty much define any activity that you can imagine with the fitpass product. Toggling over to the calendar view, you can see, again, the activities for each day. You'll notice down here you can enter in multiple activities, and it will visually represent that here on the days of the calendar. We've got a summary of each week, both calories burned and weekly score. And of course, using these buttons, you can navigate to any specific day of the year that you want to find a specific activity. So from the calendar, let's jump over to the reports page. Easy to summarize the reports page. We have the carousel at the top that you can rotate to view your score for a range. And you'll notice that there are ranges last 180 days, last 90 days, last year, not year, month, quarter, because we want you to be able to see from today your activity going back 30 days and going back 180 days. So to keep that in mind as you use the site moving forward, and then you'll have a graph at the bottom that offers everything from daily, weekly, monthly scores, monthly calories, community score for all of the FitPass users out there. But again, I'm going to reserve going in detail on those elements for a future tutorial. So let's jump on over to the profile page. Okay, everyone, here we are on the profile page. This is the last page I'm going to go over today. And first, we can see we have the ability to upload an image into the system. We've got our name. We have our daily goal, how many calories we want to burn each day. The RMR, which is your resting metabolic rate. This is a very important term, but again, I'm going to go into more detail on this when we have a future tutorial that goes over setting up your profile. And then we have your weight listed. This is the ability here, this edit profile, where you can go in and kind of walk through the setup process when you originally set up your profile and change anything that may have changed over time, your weight and your current activity level, things like that. We have a list of the last 3 activities that were performed, and then the ability to log a new activity. And we'll just do this real quick. Again, hitting the question mark allows you to customize an activity. If you know exactly what you did, you don't need the system's predefined categories, then go ahead and enter it in here. The number of calories burned, the date that you did the activity, and then of course the duration in minutes of the activity that you performed. If you were wearing a pedometer and you just want to put in the steps that you took for a day, go ahead and do that here. And then again, you can see by hovering, we have these master categories. And let's say we went to the gym. You can see here a drop down of pretty much every exercise that you can imagine at the gym, with again us defining everything on the backside, so you have to do nothing but select what you did. So let's just say we did health club training today. We did it for 60 minutes. Go ahead and hit submit. And there we go. Master category, subcategory, date, duration. We burned 513 calories and we came out with a 87 score, which is pretty darn good. So again, my name is Brian. Really appreciate you taking the time to watch this tutorial today. Again, future tutorials will be out that will go into more specifics of the site. We welcome you to FitPass. Thanks, everyone.